Not all of Con's fights ended in victory. The fights he lost left an impact to those who challenged him. Here are some comments from Con's opponents. Scott Lovelock. Everything they said about Liristis was true. He was by far the hardest punching lightweight I had ever met. He tagged me in the second round, and I was lucky to survive. From then on, I fought with what I thought was a pretty smart fight to get the nod on points after 6 rounds. Back with a vengeance. The poison man Con Liristis is on a comeback trail about a 5 years absence. Benin matched the preacher Bruce McPhee against the Greek Dynamo. Bruce, otherwise known as the preacher, McPhee had recently returned to Australian soil after making a name for himself overseas. I always say that I fought Con Liristis from Sydney, and it was the most mentally taxing fight I have ever had. That's one that will always stick out in my mind. When I finished that fight, I was exhausted. I fought him in Sydney and he knocked me out. Then we had a rematch in Queensland. In the rematch, he dropped me and nearly knocked me out again. I got up and finished the fight, and I won by split decision, but I was so exhausted after the fight, it was ridiculous. Bruce the Preacher McPhee and Con Liristis. The first 2 rounds saw Bruce cut Con to pieces with clean, fast punches, kicks and elbows. Clearly, Con was struggling to adapt to the Thai style of fighting. However, in the 4th, Con came back with a vengeance, landing a huge punch combination which put Bruce on the floor and in big trouble. Bruce managed to survive the 3rd round by avoiding Con's awesome punching power. Con struggled to adapt to the Thai style of fighting. Even though Con had never fought in that sport, all the knees and elbows and grappling did not faze him. Split decisions goes to the knockdown corner, which was Con's corner. Despite the illegal, unsportsmanlike intervention of McPhee's coach, who grabbed Con from the neck and threw him out of the ring, McPhee did not receive any reprimand for his coach's actions that usually and legally results to immediate disqualification. After all Con's resilience, the frustration that was drawn on McPhee's face did not have its equal. That eventually led him to perform 2 illegal kicks to Con's head while kneeling down. The Poison Man wants to settle the score. Con challenged McPhee to a Muay Thai rematch, as he was upset with the result of their second fight. He did not accept, and so Con moved on to bigger and better fights. Meanwhile, Liristis will be heading to Greece for a world title fight in Athens. We wish him all the best. Con Liristis had a WKBF and WPKA world title fight organised in Greece in 1999 against another in his weight division. In the last minute, he pulled out of the fight with conscription issues, and Con was left with one choice of fighting someone 4 weight divisions heavier than himself. A middleweight fighter by the name Panayotis Karanakolis was the bigger, stronger and heavier challenger in front of Con. After suffering a cut on the eyelid from a head clash, the doctor ordered that the fight had to stop. No matter how heavy the person is, it takes a lot of courage and heart to fight a heavier person like Con did. Kronzak Lek travelled to Australia for major fights against world champions Mike Zambitis, Daniel Dawson, Bruce McPhee, and had a scheduled world title light welterweight fight with Con Liristis. Con wanted to prove to his critics that he can go the distance and not need a knockout to win, preparing himself physically and mentally for a 12-round fight. Con had the opportunity and was asked by Kronzak as to why he didn't end the fight in the earlier rounds. In the end, he paid the price, thinking he had done enough to win the fight. but lost by 1 point in a split decision. The frustration led Kronzak to land an illegal hit in the 7th round, a kick that split the groin guard that caused Con serious amounts of pain. Con does the distance to the end of the fight with big hits in the 11th and the 12th and shows him who's boss. Kronzak had over 200 professional fights at the time, and Con only had 8 pro fights. The Greek warrior, Kostas Liristis. Homer in Iliad wrote of the Greek warrior in the Trojan War, Achilles. His consuming rage was recorded. He brought pain to his enemies, as did a modern-day warrior to his opponents in the ring. Kostas Kon Liristis might be the Achilles of our time. For his sporting prowess over many years, the Millennium Heritage Committee of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of Australia inducted Kostas into the Greek Australian Sports Hall of Fame in 2005. Now, Con is part of recorded history, both in books and on a plaque in the Hall of Fame. In the ring, Con Poison Man Liristis thought of himself as a Spartan. He modelled himself on Leonidas, a king of Sparta, with his 300 Spartans, 900 Helots, and 700 Thespians on the 7th day of battle of Thermopylae. He tried to hold against a massive Persian army of perhaps 100,000 men-at-arms. Leonidas was vigilant in battle, a great warrior, but with such odds the outcome was inevitable. In the ring, Con never saw defeat as inevitable, no matter how large or ferocious his opponent. He succeeded because, unlike Leonidas, he only had one opponent in the ring, but like Leonidas, he was a great warrior. Can we compare warriors of the past with warriors of the present? We remember them with statues and plaques, and in recorded history. Con the warrior has such a plaque in honour of his sporting achievements. It is from the city of Canterbury, New South Wales, in the Mary MacKillop Reserve in Canterbury. In 2008, the plaque highlights this modern-day warrior's story. Con is also on a plaque in the Hall of Fame and remembered for all time in recorded history, like Achilles and Leonidas. Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of Australia, the Millennium Heritage Council, spiritually, Olympism, Philoxenia. The Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of Australia presented to Con Liristis the Greek Australian Sports Hall of Fame, chosen for the role of excellence, presented by Michael Turnbull and Alan Jones. Message from the Prime Minister of Australia at the time, the Honourable John Howard. Message from His Eminence Archbishop Stylianos. Message from the Consul General of Greece, Mr. Ioannis Raptakis. Con gets kick out of honour. Honour for humble man. Shy warrior enters Greek Hall of Fame. Mayor Robert Furillo unveiling the Canterbury Path of Sporting Champions plaque. Con, along with the mayor and his family. All-time ring names. Tops at the turn of the century. Poison Man in action. Con, with the stars. Support from Mr. Universe, John Torelli. Con with Orlando Gorian. Con with Oprah Winfrey. Con with Victor Richard. Costas Poison Man Liristis with Sugar Shane Mosley in the gym. Costas Poison Man Liristis with Costa Zoo, World Champion. Con with Stan the Man, 8-time Kickboxing World Champion. Team members: Con with Alex Tui, Australia's first Kickboxing World Champion. Michael Zambitis, World Champion with Con Poison Man at the gym. Con Poison Man Liristis with World Champion Denny Green. Con Poison Man Liristis with Anthony Mundine in the gym. Con Poison Man Liristis with World Champion Billy the Kid and famous movie star Richard Norton. The story within the story still untold. Love, passion, honour, fire, fear. Kickboxer Liristis set to turn pro. Lean, mean and keen to win a bean, the Poison Man Con Liristis looks set to enter the rough and tumble world of professional kickboxing. A knockout time for local expert. In just a year, Marrickville's Con Liristis has taken the kickboxing world by storm. Liristis faces his final bout as an amateur. Poison Man Con Liristis, kickboxer keeps title. Marrickville kickboxer Con Liristis has successfully defended his South Pacific title. Liristis knocks Howcane out in 1 minute into the second round. Howcane has been undefeated going into this fight. Super Prestige Pro Fight returning. Con KO'd Mark Tyson in the 4th round. Poison Man Advanced Self-Defense Academy. Congratulations, Costas. You are a true champion. Your strong effort and will to succeed are motivation to everyone who knows you. But more than that, your kind-heartedness further sets you apart. You are one of a kind, and you should be very proud.
Hello, my name is Con, Costas in Greek. Hope you enjoyed watching my video.